A good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Wanted to share our thought since we're not going to have the zechus of being together in Shul this Shabbos. For this week's Parsha, so we talked about karbanos, and it starts off talking about an Adam who wants to bring a karban, and it says what the animals are that an Adam that wants to bring a karban should bring. If a person can't afford one of those animals, so the Torah goes on that he's allowed to bring a bird, and Rachmana litzlan, a person is really destitute, so then he's even allowed to bring a karban mincha, an offering of flour. When it comes to the offering of flour, which is an inanimate object, it has no life to it. Instead of saying Adam ki akriv mikam, that when a person who's an Adam will want to bring a karban, it refers to the person that brings a karban mincha as a nefesh. But nefesh ki sakriv karban mincha la Hashem. So Rashi says, why would it suddenly refer to that person as a nefesh? Why should it refer to him at all? We started off by saying Adam ki yakriv to a person that wants to bring a karban. Why all of a sudden are we changing, all of a sudden introducing a new person, nefesh? Rashi writes because a person that's bringing a karban of flour is destitute. He's a poor person. So even though he can't bring a soul, HaKadosh Baruch Hu considers his karban as if he has brought his own soul. So the first point that's interesting about that is that why doesn't the Torah write it's as if he brought a very expensive karban? If an ani brings such a meager sacrifice, so maybe it's considered for him like he brought a shore, like he brought some expensive animal. So the idea is that even an ashir is supposed to be bringing his soul. So the ani, even though he's bringing an inanimate object and there is no soul at all, it's considered as if he was makriv his soul. That's the highest thing a person can do. What's interesting is that it's only the ani that's referred to as a nefesh who's bringing a karban. The implication is that when a wealthy person brings a karban, he's not necessarily being makriv his nefesh. An ani who's doing the best he can and it hurts. It hurts in his pocket. He's sacrificing his soul. But a person who has enough money, he can bring an expensive karban and he's not considered necessarily to be sacrificing his soul. So to me, this is a very powerful Dvar Musar, because we're all very wealthy, whether we're wealthy financially or wealthy in other ways, but all of us, Bizman Hazeh, are Baruch Hashem very wealthy. And when it comes time to sacrifice for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so we don't always feel it. And in fact, we have a Yetzer Hara to try not to feel it. We have a Yetzer Hara to do something, to feel that we did something. Right now, everybody's thinking about what's going on in the world with COVID-19, the coronavirus, and everyone's trying to figure out how to do something. So there's the easy answer and the real answer. The easy answer is Adam ki yakriv, that everybody should bring some sort of karban. And say some tehillim, we'll daven a little bit harder, we'll do something. The problem is that that's being an Adam, it's not being a nefesh. Being an Adam means we do something that we can handle. Being a nefesh means that it hurts. What we're supposed to be trying to do now, each of us on our own level, is trying to dig a little deeper and trying to be a nefesh ki yakriv, trying to do something that really does change our lives. Mirat Hashem, the fact that we're put into all of the challenging situations that we're in should be enough, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe what we need to do is to make sure that it hurts, to make sure that we're doing something that's legit, a sacrifice. And it shouldn't be an Adam ki yakriv, that we've done something that, listen, I feel like I'm yotzei. I said a kapitel tehillim. I donated some money. I did something. But to do something that really changes who we are, something that really impacts our nefesh. Real tshuva, we all know what our issues are, and it's not necessarily that we have to do something that's so global or something for the tzibur, but it means that each one of us on our own should really be trying to make some sort of commitment to try to do something differently. And a commitment to do something differently shouldn't be something that we take lightly. It should be something that we really, really, really are trying to change. So we should all have a Shabbos that's beautiful at our mishpachas, and we should try to figure out a way that it shouldn't be like something we're getting used to, but it should be Shabbos Menucha in all of the chaos that's going on. And we should try to figure out how each one of us can be a nefesh that's makriv and not an Adam who's makriv. Good Shabbos. Hope to see everybody back in person. Mirat Hashem very soon.